All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for. Harry Volsmeer, Adam Barker on the front row, Nick Sorensen and George Cole have the second row. Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel, and Mike Marshall round out the 6-car field here this morning. As we said, due to the smaller field here today, big points shakeups. In fact, just doing some quick math here, if Nick Sorensen just finishes 6th in both races, he will pull up just shy of 3rd in points. Nicole Kriesel also likely to jump up to about 6th. Mike Marshall will jump into the top 5 in points this morning. And Adam Barker, regardless of outcome this morning, he is definitely going to come out on top here today. Adam has about a 61-point lead over Giancarlo coming into today. And look at that big climb toward the start-finish line. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Pace car is in here. He fires. They are away. Green flag is in the air. And if anybody in the comments knows if I'm pronouncing this right, this is Circuit de Ledenon. Adam Barker already on the attack on Harry. Harry goes way wide, almost into the tires. Nick Sorensen in the Ferrari this morning almost takes 2nd place. Oh, Harry is around. And Adam Barker takes the lead. Sorensen now to 2nd, Cole up to 3rd. Let's see what happened with Harry. There was that battle after Adam took the lead. Harry down into the next turn and just a little too much power on exit. Adam still in the lead, has opened up about a 1.7 second gap after lap 1. Mike Marshall has picked up some spots here early as well. Now up to 4th, closing the gap on 3rd place, George Cole. Only George's 3rd week with this league. He was here for the 2nd race of the season at Sebring and here last week at Interlagos. Currently 3rd on track at the moment. This could be a big points day for George. Adam Barker's lead now 1.3 seconds, but Sorensen starting to close in just a little bit. Mike Marshall tries to make a move to the outside. George Cole, though, reclaims 3rd. A lot of elevation change here today as you see that big hill. In fact, let's take a lap in the car with Mike Marshall as he goes down through turn 1. Big sweeping left-hander dives it down lower. right to the back bumper of Cole. On the brakes, downhill right-hander, then back up the hill. Short little straightaway here into the left-hander. These cars definitely not hitting full speed here this morning. Downhill into the right-hander, using the rumble strips onto the banking, into the right-hander and back uphill. I have not got to drive this track yet, but man, does it look like a lot of fun. Marshall down to the inside as they head back down the hill. Can he hold position? Nope, George Cole comes out ahead. Into the left-hander and then back up the hill to the start-finish line. It's going to be a drag race. And Marshall clears into third as they cross the start-finish line back into turn one. Harry Volsmir had problems on lap one, has also gotten by George Cole now. Harry back up into fourth. Only 2 points. Holy cow, Harry dives it in under Marshall. Harry now back up into third place. Oh, it looks like Mike Marshall has had a problem. He held on to it, looked like he was a little loose out of the turn. Now George Cole on the attack. Marshall has the advantage on the bank, and they almost touch. Marshall now back to fourth, Cole in fifth. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in sixth. Adam Barker still has the lead, but Sorensen just set the fastest lap of the race. Last time by, this time by, Adam Barker sets it. Nick Sorensen currently in second. Harry Volsmir back in third. He lost a lot of time with that lap one incident. He is 13 seconds, almost 14 seconds behind the leader at the moment, but he had drifted all the way back to sixth and has fought his way back up to third. Mike Marshall in fourth has finally put some breathing room between him and George at the moment. Nick still setting a blistering pace, but Adam Barker in the Porsche just a little bit faster. Last time by, Adam was 1/10 of a second faster. This time by, about half a tenth a second faster. Sorensen is definitely finding some speed back there in second place. Harry Volsmir back in third, though. Last time by was almost a second faster than the top two. He has picked up over a second on the top two, now just 12.8 seconds behind the leader. The question is, does Harry have enough time to close that gap? At a second a lap, he could very well get up here, get back up to battle for the win. Mike Marshall again putting breathing room between him and George Cole. Nicole Creasel. Good morning, Blake. Oh, Nicole just misses the braking point and hits the tire wall. Meanwhile, up front, Sorensen has found a bunch of speed. He is now on the leader's back bumper, and this is exactly what third place Harry Volsmir wants to see ahead. Harry just set the fastest lap of the race by over half a second. Adam Barker previously had the fastest lap of 119.78. Harry just laid down a 119.24. Harry definitely has all the speed this morning and is going to be tough. Sorensen staying right there with Barker. Nicole having some problems back behind as she goes down a lap here early. However, as they run right now, Nicole will start race 2 from the pole. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe, and most importantly, hit that share button. Invite your friends and family. Don't forget to come back tonight, 7:30 Eastern. The BRR Cup Series is at Indianapolis. Who's going to kiss the bricks and drink the milk tonight? Adam Barker holds the lead now at 0.8 of a second, but we saw Nick reel him in very, very quickly not that long ago. And speaking of reeling him in, Harry is now just about 11 seconds behind the leader. He is already closing that gap very, very quickly. Adam and Nick cannot afford to do a lot of battling. Harry is on the march. Harry also looking at a big points morning today. Second, third, and fourth in points. Not here this morning. Nick Sorensen in 5th, currently runs in 2nd. Harry Volsmir in 6th, currently runs in 3rd. Both of these drivers are going to close up on that gap in a big way. Mike Dalling in 7th, not here. Mike Marshall will easily move up into 7th, possibly higher. Same with Nicole Creasel back in 9th. George Cole currently stands to gain the most ground. He has only been in a couple races. This is only his 3rd race of the season. Sits 13th in points. Could close quite a gap on Yannick and Rudolph Gunther. Will actually take 12th from Rudolph this morning. And Sorensen is now all over the bumper of Adam Barker. And Harry just 10 seconds behind that battle. Harry is definitely charging. He needs these two to start fighting soon and for a while. Sorensen staying right there with Barker. It seems like Sorensen may very well be trying to save the tires one lap and is able to surge on the next lap after letting the tires cool off a bit. Track temperature currently 87 degrees, not terribly hot. Giving these guys a bit more grip out here this morning, which could pay off in a big way for some of them. Air temperature 81 degrees, so these engines are running at their best. Sorensen all over Adams' bumper, just has not had the run. However, we do know from the previous races this season that Ferrari definitely has a straight line speed advantage. However, that front straightaway being all uphill and the longest straight out here, these cars are not able to get wound up to full speed. And the maneuverability of the Porsche is obviously paying off in a big way. Harry Volsmir back in third, now less than 9 seconds behind the leaders. Last time by, Harry was exactly 1 second. Harry was exactly 1 second faster than Barker. If those top two start battling hard, Harry is going to be there very, very quickly. Five minutes left to go in race number one. Sorensen, if he's got anything for the leader, is going to have to go on the attack very quickly. Back in third, Harry still trying to close that gap. Mike Marshall secure in fourth, now has 16 seconds on George Cole in fifth, and Nicole Kriesel back in sixth, heavily damaged after hitting a tire wall earlier. But you got to give her credit. She sticks it out no matter what. Sorensen right to the back bumper as they head back down the hill. The Porsche able to get out of the turn a little bit better, but by the end of the, by the time they get to that next turn, that Ferrari is there. If Sorensen can find a way to carry the speed out of that final turn up the hill, Adam will be in serious trouble. Last time by, Harry, for the first time since lap one, lost ground to the leaders. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday, a great weekend. Don't worry, we've got one more race to go this morning. And Angie should be streaming this afternoon. We'll be putting out some more Reels and YouTube shorts today. Adam continuing to lead after taking the lead on the first lap. Harry Volsmir having problems early. White flag is in the air one more time around. Does not look like Harry is going to get there despite one heck of a charge. Adam working toward his fourth championship in this league. Sorensen definitely sending it back behind. Harry back there in third, still trying to charge, hoping for a mistake from one of the top two. As Adam Barker heads toward the final turn. Through the final turn and up the hill, Adam Barker is gonna get the win here this morning in race 1. Nick Sorensen comes home in second, and Harry Volsmir, despite a hard charge after the lap 1 incident, comes home in third. Let's see if we can talk to our top 3, starting with Harry. Harry, I gotta give you credit, man. That was one heck of a comeback this morning.
Yeah, well, I didn't know who was left. I was going after safety car at the pit lane.
But I guarantee you, had Nick or Adam started battling up there at points, you were a second a lap faster than the leaders going into race 2. You are likely going to be dominant.
To watch that.
Well, congratulations and good luck, Harry.
Thank you. Have fun.
Obviously, it sounds like Harry may have some difficulty with his mic. Let's talk to Nick Sorensen, who came home in second. Nick, another great run. You come home in second. Did you have anything at any point to get around Adam?
Man, we were close. There was obvious corners he was faster out of. He's able to use the power of that Porsche to his advantage, and plus just better entries. And then areas of section where I had the advantage, but I could not figure out how to get around him. Just couldn't get a run.
Well, going into this second race, knowing that Harry was closing that gap so quickly on you guys, are you going to be watching him or Adam more closely?
I'm going to watch my own line here because it's a tricky track. But yeah, I expect Harry to at some point be the guy to beat next race.
Well, man, a great run so far. Obviously, a huge points morning as well with several drivers, actually 3 drivers directly ahead of you, not here this morning. You will pick up 4th in points and close a huge gap on Andrew Lau as well.
Yeah, hopefully, today I'll pick up some points, and then the last 3 weeks of the season, hopefully make a run, get up there in the top 3.
All right, buddy. Congratulations. Good luck in race 2.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
And finally, our winner, Adam Barker. Adam, yet another win on a new track as well.
Yeah, really interesting race. Not the biggest count of cars on here that we normally have, but yeah, it's an interesting race as normal. Very interesting start. I don't think Harry was quite ready for the green flag, so he seemed a little bit distracted, trying to run me off the track before we started. It was an interesting start to the race, and then he just didn't seem to be all collected, and then had a quick spin at the start, which left me with an open track. It would have been interesting to see if I'd have been able to keep up with Harry, because I was making lots of mistakes and just couldn't seem to get the track hooked up. Nick, the fight with Nick was really good though. Kept me honest the entire way. So
it was definitely interesting watching you guys. He would back off. It seemed like he was letting the tires cool off for a lap, and then he'd just come charging back to your bumper. But man, the guy that watched, I think, was Harry. He was, despite the issues early, he was gaining at points a second a lap.
yeah, he was really quick. He definitely knows what he's doing around this track. It was just like I said, I don't think he was quite ready. Maybe there was something going off because he just seemed a little bit distracted at the start, and then the spin at turn, I think 5 was it? They seem really weird, unforced errors from a guy that is really quick around here and is normally pretty stable, especially in the Porsche. So.
Well, another great win, your 4th win of the season, and good luck in race 2. You're going to have to come through a lot of traffic.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna have to see how it is overtaken at this track, and just getting in the pit seems a bit interesting. So
That is going to be entertaining to watch, man. Good luck, Adam.
thank you.
You heard Adam mention pit road entry here. I do believe he's actually getting some practice in, so we'll get to watch him here. Good morning, Jorge, and good morning, Russell Worth. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday out there. We'll see if Adam pulls it into pit road this time. He does. It is different because you come out of that final turn and you're looking at pit road entry on the right side. And then a little bit of a curve, as you saw there, coming into pit road. Pit road also all uphill. George Cole out getting some practice. Him and Mike Marshall had quite a battle in the early going. Just a few seconds left to go, then the full field invert going into race number 2. It will require a pit stop. Will they be changing tires this morning? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Race number 2. Nicole, that's what she said. Kriesel and George Cole on the front row. Mike Marshall and Harry Volsmir have the second row. Nick Sorensen, Adam Barker on the third row. Tire and fuel strategy will come into play here. Adam Barker does extend his points lead, and Harry Volsmir does not grid. Harry, who was fastest in race 1 after an early race issue, is not on the grid. Hopefully he'll be starting from pit road. That is a bit of a shock. Nicole in control of the start as the pace car is in. She is fired. Green flag is in the air. They are away, and George Cole, looks like Nicole is dropping to the tail end, letting everybody by. George Cole quickly to the lead. Adam Barker all the way up to second. Mike Marshall in third. Sorensen and fourth. Nicole back to fifth. And Harry Volsmir is not in the race. George Cole in that Marlboro Ferrari now has to battle with the Hello Kitty Porsche. Driven by Adam Barker. Cole goes wide. Adam just could not take advantage of that down the hill. Mike Marshall sitting in third, Sorensen back in fourth. Adam started tail end of the field, but is already up into second place. Fighting, oh, George Cole is around. And Adam Barker goes to the lead, but Marshall is on the attack. final turn and up the hill toward the start-finish line. Adam Barker will lead lap 1. Let's see what happened to George Cole. There's George in the Ferrari, goes off into the turn, just looks like a little too much throttle. Loses the back end, drifts it in there, and gets it rolling again. Adam opening up a lead as Mike Marshall now has the challenge coming from Nick Sorensen for second. Mike Marshall still able to defend, but Adam Barker has checked out, now has a 2-second lead. And with Harry not in race 2, looking at this, Mike Marshall will move up to about 6th in points. A huge, huge morning. Hey, good morning, Russell. If you look closely at Hello Kitty, Russell, you will notice Hello Kitty is packing heat. This track is definitely a very, very tricky one and obviously new to a lot of these drivers. As we do some more testing this week with the hand controls on the wheel, might actually have to come and try this one out. It looks like a blast. Sorensen still holds third, Mike Marshall in second, but Sorensen just set the fastest lap of this race. George Cole back and forth has gotten back past Nicole Kriesel. Nicole, though, still staying in his tire tracks. Sorensen has finally gotten past Mike Marshall to take second. Can he run down Adam Barker? Adam a 3 1/4 second lead right now. Don't forget to tune in tonight, 7:30 Eastern. BRR Cup Series, the 6th Gen Cup car is at the Brickyard. Who will take home the trophy, kiss the bricks, and drink the milk today? Sorensen in second has started to pull away from Mike Marshall in third. Oh, George Cole a little slow out of that turn. Nicole Kriesel back in fifth, trying to close the gap on Cole. Everybody spread out fairly decent here in the early going. Sorensen yet again sets the fastest lap. Adam Barker's last lap actually faster, but it was not officially timed due to an off track. Sorensen, however, still losing ground to Hello Kitty, now almost 4 seconds behind Adam Barker. Mike Marshall holds on to third, continues to pull away from George Cole. Looks like Mike is looking for another podium finish here this morning. Mike has really stepped it up this season with multiple top fives. Including a couple of podium finishes in there. Mike Marshall looking at potentially another podium this morning. Sorensen in second, last time by just a few hundredths of a second off the pace set by Adam Barker. Sorensen is starting to close back in. Remember, most of the last race, we saw Sorensen and Barker battling, but they were together from the start. Sorensen's got a lot of ground to make up here. But he is on maximum attack right now. Adam Barker trying to find more speed anywhere he can to stop Nick Sorensen from closing in. Oh, Mike Marshall, a little problem out of that final turn. Tried to power it up the hill. Wow, that got a bit close. Great save by Mike Marshall, but man, gotta be careful getting on the throttle on all of these turns. Track temperature has actually gone down since race 1, now 86 degrees. The track does have a little bit more grip now, but as we have seen, despite the cool temperature, not the hot tracks that these guys are used to running on, we are seeing a lot of back end slip here. Nick Sorensen just set the fastest lap of the race so far as he closes within 1.5 seconds of the leader. Sorensen lingering about 1.5 seconds behind the leader, Adam Barker at the moment. Mike Marshall in third, but George Cole, despite being after that lap 1 incident, had fallen about 20 seconds back. George Cole has started closing in just a little bit on Mike Marshall. And you see, coming down that front straightaway, they are right up against that wall. Sorensen had a little bit of an off track a moment ago. No problem, no impact to his race. As let's dial up the Hello Kitty in-car camera as Adam Barker comes across the start-finish line. Let's take another lap all the way out by the wall as he heads off into turn 1 and 2. Half throttle downshift. Oh, a little squirrely on the power. All the way down to first gear. Hard right-hander and back up the hill. Left-hander, one of the few places on the track that is flat between those two turns. Down into the right-hander, a lot of drivers getting up on this, but high up on that banking to carry the momentum off. Back up the hill into the left-hander. Another small part of the track that's flat, one of the few. Back downhill. And setting up through the S section down into that final turn and back uphill up the front straightaway. All the way to the top across the start-finish line. Adam did that lap in 1:19.83. Nick Sorensen in second was about 2/10 off the pace. Adam Barker is opened back up to about a 3-second gap here over Sorensen. Sorensen had gotten within 1.5 seconds. Let's take a look at the off track Sorensen had a moment ago. There it was when, and this is why Sorensen lost a lot of ground off into the sand, had to slow it down to gather it up. Adam Barker's lead, 3 seconds at the moment. Sorensen trying to close back in. Mike Marshall in third has started to pull away again from fourth place, George Cole. Nicole Kriesel back in fifth. Nicole also standing to make up a lot of points here this morning. We'll have to see after the race, but I'm guessing Nicole's going to move way up the points, almost into the top 5. Meanwhile, Adam with Giancarlo, Andrew Lau, and Max Gunther not here this morning. Adam Barker will continue to extend his points lead. Apparently, those 3 drivers just feared the new track. Nicole Kriesel moving over as the leaders come by. Sorensen starting to close back in on the leader. But it does appear the Porsche of Adam Barker obviously has the maneuverability advantage. The Ferrari has the power and straight line speed advantage. Just not enough straight lines on this track for that Ferrari to fully utilize its power. However, Adam Barker in the Porsche in the lead is losing ground as Sorensen has started to reel him back in. That gap now down to 2.5. Mike Marshall sitting in third at the moment, looking like he may pull off another podium here this morning. I did hear him in pre-race talking about new pedals that have definitely made a big difference, and that is noticeable out here this morning. Mike Marshall has had a problem. See what happened with Mike. Mike, he was a little slow coming out of that turn. The Conliff racing car just pulls over. Mike is rolling again, but now George Cole has gone to third. What a strange turn of events. Hey, good morning to the most beautiful woman in the world, Angie James, who will be back in the car tomorrow night with Jones BS Racing. And how are you doing this morning, sweetheart? Nick Sorensen is closed back within 2 seconds. Adam Barker just ran his fastest lap of the race. So far, 119.65. Nick Sorensen, though, 0.2 of a second faster. George Cole now holds third, but Mike Marshall, who was many seconds ahead, in third, but Mike Marshall closing right back up on George Cole after that unexpected stop on track. I'm doing great, beautiful. Hope you're having a good day, honey. Will we see you gaming this afternoon, Angie? And if so, what will you be playing? Nicole, currently in fifth, has had no problem so far in race 2, and a huge points day for her here this morning. Nick Sorensen is now less than 1.5 seconds behind the leader, Adam Barker. So we will see Angie streaming this afternoon. No idea yet what it's going to be. Sorensen able to pick up some ground through that final section. And up the hill, it looks like he has figured out how to carry the momentum there in the Ferrari despite the Porsche's handling advantage. George Cole is still holding on to third place despite Mike Marshall all over his bumper. They are closing in, though, on their pit stops here this morning. And pit stop strategy could play a huge factor here. Hey, good morning, Harley Barletta. Will Harley be running the BRR Cup Series tonight at 7:30 Eastern? Harley, nobody cares what Jar Jar Binks has to say. Well, good afternoon, Harley. Sorensen still just over 1 second behind the leader. And no racing for Harley tonight at Indy. George Cole still holding on to third. Mike Marshall all over that bumper. Before Mike unexpectedly stopped on track, he had a 15-second lead on George Cole. Now sitting behind him, hasn't been able to get back past him. Yeah, it seems like I heard something about that, Harley. I only caught the last few minutes of the race, and I was doing multiple things at the time, but I did hear mention of something. Mike Marshall is really fluttering. What? Let's take a little ride along with Mike Marshall. It sounded like he is not. Oh! Mike, hold on to her. It sounded like Mike was struggling with the car, but obviously when he tried to put the power down, he had problems, and the leader is coming right behind him, Adam Barker and Nick Sorensen. Nick has gotten back to the bumper. Mike is now fallen about 3.4 seconds behind George Cole. It does sound like there is something wrong at times when Mike gets on the power. They are just past the halfway point, so all the drivers can go the distance. From here, when do we see pit stops begin? Mike Marshall pulls over, lets the leaders by. Let's try this again, riding along with Mike Marshall and see if we can determine what the heck is going on with that Ferrari. Out of the final turn up the hill. Doesn't sound like he's having any problems at the moment as George Cole goes a lap down, and that allows Marshall to close right up on him. Meanwhile, Nick Sorensen still trying to find a way to claim the lead here. Right on the leader's bumper, and now George Cole back under attack from Mike Marshall. Sorensen right to the bumper of the Porsche. And Mike Marshall right back on the bumper of George Cole as well. The top two go past pit road. George Cole and Mike Marshall also bypass pit road. Just over 20 minutes left to go. All the drivers will need a fuel stop. They will need they may take tires. Hard to say what's going to happen here. Good morning, Cody Olson. Marshall and Olsen battling it, Marshall and Cole battling it out for third. Mike almost managed to take the position. Let's take a quick look. Coming out of the turn up the hill, Mike Marshall gets the better run out. George Cole just outbrakes him. Mike overshoots, and Cole back into third. Marshall, though, up the front straightaway, reclaims the lead. Nick Sorensen has finally taken the lead from Adam Barker. Let's see how that happened. Sorensen had been trying to find an opening all race long. He finally just outbrakes Adam Barker into the turn, powers it off up the hill. Adam has no answer for the attack. And it looks like Mike Marshall and George Cole have had a problem behind. Marshall coming off that banking, heads up the hill, just goes a little wide, gets in the dust. Mike spins it, and George has to go off track to avoid him and overshoots the next turn, ends up in the sand. George Cole and Mike Marshall both on pit road. Looks like tires for both. And on their way back out, Nick Sorensen, Adam Barker have not been to pit road yet. Sorensen already starting to pull a bit of a gap on Adam Barker. Neither driver heads to pit road this time. Nicole Kriesel also headed toward the front straightaway. Will she come in? Yes. Nicole is on that tricky pit road entrance for her fuel stop. Looks like Sorensen and Barker both trying to stretch the fuel mileage here this morning. Sorensen definitely using every inch of the banking he can here. Adam Barker, however, is not. Mike Marshall is off track again. He was trying to close back in on third place George Cole. Now Mike Marshall right in front of the leaders once again. Mike pulls off to the side, slows down, lets him by. The top two have still not been to pit road. And Nicole Kriesel is still sitting on pit road. Nicole now leaving pit road. Looks like she may have had a penalty because she had a very extended pit stop. Adam still keeping Sorensen within striking distance. George Cole now in third has a 9-second gap on Mike Marshall and is pulling away from Mike. Adam Barker gives up second. He is on his way in. Now the question is, we know he does not need as much fuel. Will he? Wow. And I just noticed that little bit of a bump. Oh, he is going to take tires. Looked like just a 2-tire stop for Adam Barker. He is on his way out. Nick Sorensen, the only driver left to make a tire stop. Adam Barker had the... Oh! George Cole is off track. Mike Marshall had gained a bunch of ground. Mike was 9 seconds behind. Now less than 2 seconds behind and gaining as George still tries to come up to speed. Sorensen on pit road. Adam Barker's pit stop, 7.75 seconds. How quick will Sorensen's be? And it doesn't look like Nick is getting tires on this one. He is on his way out, fuel only. Adam Barker on his way up the hill up the front straightaway. Here comes Sorensen down pit road. Adam Barker reclaims the lead. Hey, good morning, Richie. How are you, buddy? Let's take a look at what happened to George Cole just a moment ago. Just a little too deep into that corner. How many drivers have we seen in that corner having some problems? And Thomas Odinson, thank you so much. Happy 309th birthday of 2023 to Richie Joplin. Mike Marshall is back on pit road. That is a bit unexpected. It does look like Marshall had gone off track a moment ago. Mike was gaining on George very quickly, just overshoots the turn off into the grass. Adam Barker's lead after pit stops now just at 5 seconds. George Cole now in third, Mike Marshall in fourth. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in fifth with just over 10 to go. Hope everybody is having a great weekend. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday. Don't forget to tune in tonight, 7:30 Eastern, as the BRR Cup Series is at Indianapolis at the Brickyard. And of course this afternoon, Angie is gonna be streaming who knows what. Plus, we will have more reels and YouTube shorts, so make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Sorensen ran down a big gap early on in this race, but remember, on his pit stop, Nick did not take tires. Adam Barker did take 2 tires. George Cole currently sitting in third, has a 57-second lead over fourth place Mike Marshall after Mike's second pit stop. And I do believe this would be George Cole's first podium finish of the season. White flag is out one more time around for Adam Barker. This will be Adam's second sweep of the season. He got the sweep at Laguna Seca, came very close to getting the sweep last week at Interlagos. Giancarlo swept at Honda Roaring and Circuit de Jerez. Out of the final turn, up the hill, Adam Barker will pull off the sweep this morning. Nick Sorensen will come home in second, and George Cole is on his way around through the on his final lap. He will get his first podium of the season. Actually, Thomas, do believe there was some issues with Harry's car after race 1, and he retired. Here comes George Cole through the final turn, and let's get a word with our top 3, starting with George. George, congratulations, your first podium finish in NSS competition.
Oh, well, thanks. It was kind of I got a gift.
It did look like Mike had some problems. He was able to run you down and then overshot a turn and some other issues this morning. But, man, you still had the speed and you managed to get it up there and finally get on the podium.
Yeah. Well, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Well, this is true, and I have to say, after only your third race with the league, man, a great start, and looking forward to seeing how you do next season.
I appreciate that.
Well, congratulations. Great run today, buddy.
Thank you.
Nick Sorensen comes home in second. Nick, I have to ask the obvious question. What happened on pit road that set you back?
Well, we're going to have to look at firing somebody or something, because either the crew chief put in too much fuel or the gas man got slow or something. I don't know, but something happened there that took me out of the lead. It would have been a really close battle had that went well.
It was interesting to note that it did not appear you took tires, whereas it appeared Adam took 2.
I didn't take any tires. I figured I had a lead, so even if I had to nurse it around a little bit, I still could have kept ahead of Adam. But that plan did not go well when it put too much gas in.
Well, man, still a great race overall, a great morning overall, and a huge points morning for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, heck yeah. It was a fun track, and Adam was tough, so second place, I'll take it.
Great job, buddy.
Thanks, Doug. See you next time.
Yep. And finally, our winner, Adam Barker. Adam, your second sweep of the season. You extend your points lead. It was a great morning for you.
Yeah, it was a really good race. It was all won in the pits. I realized we weren't going to go to the end on time because we had a lap limit. So I managed to get my my fuel down, so I didn't have to spend so long in the pits, and Nick did. So that gave me quite a big gap just towards the end. So it was a shame that I had to win it in the pits, but it was a good race from Nick. He was super quick. I'm not sure I would have been able to catch him otherwise.
Man, you guys did have quite a battle the first half of this race, right up until that pit stop. It could have been either one of you.
Yeah, we were nose to tail for most of the races, so it was really good, good fun, great result.
Well on your way to, I believe, your 4th championship. Congratulations. A great morning, Adam.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Adam Barker sweeps both races this morning, a second time this season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back 7:30 Eastern tonight. BRR Cup competition at the Brickyard tonight. Also, don't forget to tune in this afternoon. Sounds like Angie will be streaming something, and we'll have some more Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts out this afternoon. Make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTube. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see everybody this evening. Have a great day, folks.